What's up, everybody? This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, your host of Mr. Gentleman Like That podcast. And this week's sponsorship is from Newsly. Newsly is a all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and read them to you in a natural human voice. For the first time in ever on the internet, the entire web becomes listenable, all in one place. Browse articles from topic choose, start playing, start scrolling, and start listening. You can follow any topic as you specifically as you like, from sports, science to Bitcoin, even for the Kardashians. It will find you on the latest article and you read them to you out loud. And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. Our podcast, Mr. Gentleman Like That podcast, is on there as well. Yes, it is. Shout out to Newsly for that. I started using it as my default podcast app. Download and use Newsly for free from www.newsly.me or from the link in the description. Use the promo code Mr. Gentleman that I will also put in the description and receive 1 month free premium subscription. So you already know, y'all, download Newsly now. Check it out. Support them, y'all. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, your host of Mr. Gentleman Like That podcast, and enjoy the show. You are now listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Season 6. Yes, hello everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, 1/4 of the Premier Podcast, your host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And welcome to another new episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Hope all is well. And at this time, we got my special guest. This is the first new guest we have this season. Everybody that gets it that we had so far was all returning guests. So this is the first new guest of the season. She is a podcaster. She is one half of the Wet Lounge podcast, and we're going to talk to her about the Wet Lounge, what her next move, and many more. And y'all already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and I'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Rosie, the Haitian Mama, the host of Mama Life Podcast, and you are listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, I will be giving y'all the Mr. Gentleman Facts quote of the day. And today's quote of the day is, your brand don't work out because you didn't make it work out. And I say this because sometimes people give up too easily. As soon as something goes wrong, the first thing they do is give up. When sometimes the process is a long process, you just can't give up as soon as something goes wrong. So do not give up easy and just be patient on the process, because it's going to change for the better and it will be worth it in the end. And that is today, the Gentleman Facts quote of the day. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, and I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. On Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, we interview many guests about their life journey, pretty much where they come from and where they at now. Also promoting their brands or whatever they're doing at the time they come on the show. We also have the host talk about personal stories about himself and everything that he's been through. And also we have fun conversation about anything music, anything old school, relationships, wrestling, and many more. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays at 12 a.m. We are also on every Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Spin-Off Series Thursdays, where we have all of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast spin-off series all in one day, where we have a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. The Old School Show with myself and the Star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And we have Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursdays at 12 a.m. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, The Pods, and many more. Or y'all can check it out on the official website of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com. And tune in every Sundays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in to this commercial break of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Cheer!
What's up, friends? It's your girl, Sierra Coco from The Wet Lounge, and you're listening to Mr. Gentleman's Lifestyle Podcast.
Yes, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at the time, I got my special guest. She is a podcaster. She is one half of The Wet Lounge Podcast. We got Miss Sierra Coco in the building. Sierra, how you doing?
Hey, friends. What's up? How are y'all?
Yeah, I am good, and welcome to my show. I ain't gonna hold you.
Thank you.
This is something that I've been trying to do for a minute.
We've been trying to get here for a while.
Yeah, because originally I want you on the Premiere with Podcast Me, my team show, but that didn't work out. But then I tried to get you on my show. Then I had to do some personal stuff. But finally happy that you're finally here, and we're finally happy to have you here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here. It took a while, but we got it done, and we here. We're gonna make magic happen. So it's cool.
Fact. So before I start with the actual, interview question, I got a little story time because we got to tell people how we actually know each other. So back in 2020, you hit me up to promote your birthday party.
Right. Yes, I remember that. It was for Katras.
Gotcha,
down in the lower east side, for those that's not familiar. And yes, I remember that. It was me and a few of my friends, back from college and from back home. And yeah, I don't, what? I'll never forget it because we got there and it took about 15 minutes to get in because the bouncer is like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm looking at him like, mister, go buy a clue, go buy a sandwich, go buy a coffee, do what you got to do, but find my table. It was the worst. But after those 15 minutes, everything was great. I only remember certain parts of the night in sections. That's how I know I had a good time.
Yeah, because I got there. I let my table know. I let them know that I got my birthday there tonight. So like, okay, we make sure they're good. I hit you up to see you're good and stuff. You said you're good. I hit you up to like, let me go check out with her. So I went to your section, but I was kind of twisted myself. And your section was mad packed, so I couldn't even get to your section.
Yeah, like it was a lot of people. It was a lot of people. So. But I had fun, so thank you for that.
Yeah. That's a long time ago. But now we're doing this with the podcast thing. And
right, who would have thought?
Facts. We're going to talk more about that. But first thing first, let them know, where are you from?
Well, I'm from the South Bronx. You feel me? By 161, we're going to give that general area. So that's me, y'all. I'm from the Bronx. You feel me? Straight out the trenches. And yeah, like I've been in the Bronx. I'm a Harlem baby, actually. I was born in Harlem Hospital back when there was still a McDonald's in the lobby. Okay. Okay, you feel me? But then, a few months after that, moved to the Bronx, and that's where I was raised. So I am a Bronx native. That's where I'm from.
Nice, but you ain't not from Brooklyn, but nice.
No, I won't be from Brooklyn. It's
okay. So how would you describe yourself as a person? Give me 3 words.
Okay. Outspoken. An individual. And silver tongued.
Oh yeah. That's definitely right. That's definitely right.
So that is me. If I had to pick 3 off the top of my head, that's me.
Okay, I ain't gonna hold you. That is a good answer. That is definitely a good answer.
Yeah.
So, what is one talent that you have that nobody knows about?
That nobody knows about? Jeez. I rap.
Oh, really?
I rap, yeah. I rap. I'm really good with wordplay. So, like, I swear, if I was born in that era where people was trying to get a jingle on the radio, I'd still be eating off that jingle, okay? I'd be Sir Mix-a-Lot out here. I know it. I know it. Because it's just something that I can do. Like, I'll hear anything and I'll just keep it going until I get bored with it or other people get bored with it, and then I'm done. But I've never done anything real with it. I have done a few like college battle raps against other female rappers. I've won some, I've lost some. But that is one. I rap.
That is dope. I used to write music too, so I could relate. So that is dope. That is,
okay, I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
And what is one thing that you like to do for fun?
I like to try new foods. Well, you know what? I like to try new food places because I am kind of picky, but like not really. I'll always find something new to try wherever I go. The hard part is you can't just spring a new restaurant on me. I have to see the menu before I agree to go.
No, I definitely feel like that. Even though I love food, but it got to be something that I like on that menu too.
Yeah, I'm not too big like into like I guess Korean based dishes like ramen and things like that. And maybe because I haven't really been exposed to it too much, but like you can't hit me with that and think I'm excited to try it. Like I'll try it, but I'm very reluctant to go. But I'll try it.
Well, the Caribbean dish is good. Yeah, you gotta try it though. You gotta try it.
I do. I'm gonna try it. I just gotta find something on the menu that sounds appealing because half of the times I don't even know what the dish is, so I'm just reading the description like, okay, so this stuff is in it, but I don't really know what it is, and I think that's what does it for me. But I'm gonna try to get around to that.
Yeah, because I ain't hold you. It's always good to try something new, so you definitely gotta try something. Right? All right, so now we're gonna get to the actual interview now. So let's talk about your beginning of life. So how was you growing up?
Growing up, I was an independent child, so we can take that for what we know that to be. I was an independent child, the convenient child, the oldest out of my mama's 2, out of me and my brother. So early on, like I always knew how to do my own thing, chill out by myself, or play by myself, or just get tasks and things like that done. So I was that kid. I was also the kid that was singing and talking a lot. Like, I had good grades, but if there was one comment, my teachers would always leave in the little comment section, a great student, but she loves to talk. And it's like, you know what? I do. That's why I have a podcast now, because I do. Because I do. So I was the talking, the singing, independent. I love to read. I was the kid in class where the teachers were kind of shocked at what I was reading, because I'm reading what they're reading. so they're like, oh, you read this? I'm like, yeah, isn't it good? You want to read it next? And they're like, oh, we can't read the same book. I'm like, oh, well, I was very shy and reserved, I would say, because I was just raised to be a traditional kid. I'm a 90s baby, so seen and not heard, and then when you are heard, have something to say.
Yeah.
Have something to say and know what you're saying. So I was very out the way. I liked attention like most kids, but for the most part, I really liked being left alone. So that was me, very, very to myself, but always doing my own thing.
Okay, nice. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it's gonna be to yourself at times. So
yeah.
So I get it.
Yep. It sure is. So I'm glad I learned that early, so that way, now at this age, I'm not just hanging out with anybody or looking to chill with just everybody or in every mix, so it's like, it kept me out the way from a lot. So, I'm thankful for that.
That's really good. That is really good. So how all that you've been through made you the person that you are today?
Woo! So with the way my life went, like literally my life, I'm 27, but I'll be 28 next month. But my life, the way my life has shaped me, it's like, I'm currently doing the inner work to change my outer person right now from things that I went through growing up. So while there are parts of my resilient, independent attitude that I will always keep with me, there are a lot of parts where I appreciate where you've gotten me, but also it's time to let that part go. And I feel like I guess be who I'm supposed to be. So I guess I feel like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes the way I was brought up in my life story, it kind of shook who I was supposed to be. And now I have to go and meet that person. But for the person I am right now, I will say that it's made me tough in every aspect of the word. It has made me tough, child, like tough. I don't take no shit, I can go in any room and be the attention. I don't have to look for attention. I am the attention. But I'm also the type, I'm studious. I can have multiple conversations of different things. You put me in any situation, I may not have been there before, but I'm gonna get through it. I might get there faster than other people, but I'm gonna get there. But in other aspects, I just noticed that there's certain things with myself where it's like, like, maybe that's not the best. Like, I have a very aggressive nature, and it's not all the time, but it is enough to where if you don't know me, but you think you do, or you're from the outside looking into the window of my life, you would just think that I'm a naturally aggressive person. And it's like, not really. I can be, which is, I guess, why I go so fast to be that person, because like I said, take no shit. But it's just certain things where it's like, you are getting older, it's just times where you just gotta reel it back, know that you could go there and choose not to. So I'm learning that. I'm learning to extend grace to other people. I'm learning to extend forgiveness and things of that nature. And it's still challenging. Some days I feel like I'm playing myself with these healing processes. I feel like I'm playing myself and I'm letting people play with me. But I understand that that's a part of the journey. So I'm just going to take it in stride. And I'm gonna just see where we go from there. So we going to see.
And you're already killing it already, so you already doing a good job so far. So this.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Take one day at a time.
Right, one day at a time.
So definitely. So before we dive into the Wet Lounge, tell me like what inspired you to start a podcast? Like what made you want to go this route?
Okay, well, I majored in mass communications. I graduated from Bell State a few years back, and that's what I was doing out there. But originally, my very first summer job, I was 16, and I was working at a radio station in the Bronx called The Matrix Studios. So I was there with 5 other summer youth workers, and the owner and the CEO of the brand, Damian Williams, he actually allowed us to get an hour in every Friday on the air, you know, and it's like he had a different audience range than, you know, summer youth workers' ages. So, you know, his audience had to turn down their comments, and we had to make sure we kept ours of levels of 16-year-olds who were being recorded. But it was really good. The feedback that I was getting from the public, from YouTube commenters, it felt really good. Like, okay, like I do know what I'm doing. I've always wanted to be on TV. Radio was like TV. So I like this. So, you know, it prompted me to pursue that. I did manage to become a co-host on a radio show out in Delaware. It was a late night show, Kicking It with GP. That was my homeboy, and he allowed me to be his co-host. So I did that in between dancing. And it just, I knew I could do it. So during the time of the pandemic, I just had to figure out like when, where, and what. If I could get down, you know, my 5 W's and everything, then I got this. So, you know, I sat at home, I thought about it, and I started getting to work. That's what happened. The Wet Lounge did end up taking a shift because originally it was supposed to be a solo show just for myself. Right. In the summer of 2020, me and a previous friend of mine, we reconnected. You know, that summer during the pandemic, a bunch of money flying around, nothing to do. So everybody was outside, unfortunately, but I was outside. Mask, yes, but outside. So, but we reconnected. And, you know, we did hit it off because me and my old co-host, we used to be best friends when we were younger. And that ran up until college, but I went away, she stayed home. And naturally, you know, we just drifted with no shade involved. So to reconnect, it never sounded like a bad idea. Come to find out that we actually majored in the same things. That was great. She called me up one day, all the way out here in DC, where I'm currently at. And she asked me, you know, like, were you thinking of having a co-host? Would you be interested? Because I would like to try it, but I'm not sure if I, you know, really have what it takes. I don't know if I can be entertaining for an hour. And the type of person that I am, I guess going back to how I was brought up, I'm used to taking care of other people around me or trying to meet their emotional needs as long as they seem like a safe person to extend help to. And my previous co-host, she did seem like the type. So, you know, being friends, homegirls, whatever, of course we can. Like, I haven't started yet. It's nothing to go back, rewrite some stuff, add in your ideas. Let's see what works. Let's get it done. So that's what we did. It was a sex positive platform. That was also not supposed to be the tone for the show. Now, while we did plan to have a segment involving explicit conversation, I more so had planned to speak on other things, more robust topics, I guess, to really get more people involved, you know, get people speaking, I guess, about things that they wouldn't, not just in the bedroom, but in other places. Yeah. But I noticed, even after putting that down in the notes for how things should go, the more we went on, things were not going like that. So, being that the Wet Lounge was my first project, I just decided, you know, when in Rome, this is what we're known for. I don't want to switch up now while the momentum is finally building. So we're just going to keep going with that. It's not harming us. So let's just keep building from there. And that's how the Wet Lounge came out to be. We dropped May 12th of 2021. And yeah, we ran all the way up until a few months ago. So.
And you know, I'm not gonna hold you. I listen to your show on the daily. So and
Yeah.
and I enjoyed it. Y'all did have good chemistry. You know, I really enjoyed the show. I like the topic y'all had, and I
Me too.
really liked the show. And at one point, we wanted both of y'all on the Premium podcast, but you know, but here's the thing that I started noticing things. You know, so I started seeing you going on to the show. You know, you was on the real talk with Tim. So shout out to Tim. You was on.
Shout out to Tim.
You was on Dane Will Be the Death of Me. Shout out to Amanda.
Amanda,
I was like, okay, Sarah, she doing her thing, but in the back of my mind, I was wondering, like, what happened to the wet lounge? Like, how come we didn't see nothing? What was happening with that? You know, because as a fan, I was first. So,
well, I will give you the inside answer to that.
Try your best to explain. Try your best to explain.
Yes, because I've only ever answered the question, off camera. But and with as minimal shade as possible, things started getting bad behind the scenes. And again, with my nature, I could only hold back for so long. And I tried. It wasn't ideal. There was things that I noticed during season 1 where first I explained to her, like, I noticed I explained to her, like, other people are noticing these things. I'm like, and I never really noticed it, but now that they're bringing it up, I'm kind of paying attention. So if we could switch the tone, for example, we sign on and off at the beginning, at the end of the hour. My old co-host, she would sign us on and sign us off. So I explained to her, because we never delegated. And as long as everything seemed like a shared effort, it was not a problem with me, because I'm used to sharing, literally. So, I explained to her, like, the people that tune in off my behalf and everything, like, they're noticing, other people are noticing. So if we could we delegate that? Because I don't really want people to be under the impression that an idea that I brought to life is my side hobby. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the second chair here. And it's like, I get people who think like that's a power struggle thing, but no, like, because it got worse. So it wasn't really about like, this is my show, but it did come down to, you have to relax. This is my show. You asked to be my co-host, and I appreciate what you do here, but you don't do enough here to act like that. So you have to go. She had a problem with me wanting to sign off and on, and it actually almost derailed us during an episode, because I called her on the phone to have a conversation, because that's who I am. Let's talk. Let's talk. I'm that person. And I called her, and she's passive aggressive. And when you know how somebody handles conflict, you already know what cards they're throwing at you. So I guess, like, she said okay, but when it came down to do it, we agreed she'd sign on, I'd sign off. The videographer cued us in, and I waited, and she didn't go. And I had to jump in and do it. Like, she was just looking around like, well, who's gonna do it? Because I'm not doing it. And I'm like, wow, like, the camera's rolling. Like, we don't even edit. So this is gonna be in the in the episode. Like, that's wild. So why are you doing this? So it was that. Certain guests, we would book guests separately and then exchange our notes and either agree or deny. Certain guests of hers would come on, and they only had gifts for one person, because they were under the impression that there was no co-host and that I was the co-host. I'm like, hold on. So 1, you thought that this was just a one-person show. How did that happen? And 2, you show up empty-handed for the host because the co-host is giving out misinformation. Okay, great. We post pictures, and I'm noticing, like, the pictures of me in the beginning, they're like, we took 10 pictures and you picked the worst one. That's interesting. I also noticed that she wasn't sending the proofs to me to be approved. And to me, that was a red flag as well, because as girls, especially young women, we do that. If we take a group picture, send it before you post it. I want to see what I look like.
Yeah.
And, me and her go out socially. So it's like, you have amnesia now. Like, you don't know girl code ethic anymore. Okay. So I explained to her, like, you have to send the pictures to me before you post, because you're not picking the best pictures. She got annoyed with that. Sometimes she wouldn't send all the pictures, and I would have to ask her, like, where's the rest? Like, these are literally the worst of the bunch. Where's the rest of the pictures? And then she would reluctantly send the pictures later or right before it's time to post the episodes. Or if she didn't like how she looked, she would post old pictures from old guests while we're promoting for an entirely different episode. And I'm like, you're not being professional. Then she got annoyed because people wanted to work with me and not her. And I tried to explain to her, like, people are asking me directly through my personal page. You know what I mean? Like, it's through my personal page, because it's out of respect. It's not like they're trying to play you, but I guess my personality fits a little bit more. Like, I don't know, you know. So she never supported any of my solo shows. She never promoted any of them. A lot. It was a lot. I was handling all the social media. I was handling all the guests. I got us a Linktree account, Jot form account, so that way our guests could fill out if they wanted to be on the show without waiting for a response in the DMs. And I just noticed she wasn't promoting any of that because she didn't want people to see all the work that I had done, because she didn't really have her name on any of it. So she was only booking guests through the DMs. She wasn't open to doing virtual shows so we could reach out to other people. And it's like, so you just want to sit and talk about sex? You can do that at home. You do that at home. So you know what? Like, you just gotta go. You just gotta just go. We got into it over the phone while trying to do the season finale. That never got done because I scrapped it because we're literally arguing on the air. So right, because I'm telling her, like, I'm gonna cue in at this time, and then we'll, you know, just start off the top of our head, no guests and everything.
Yeah.
And she started, and I'm like, okay, so I'm like, I understand that it might be that time on your side since you're in New York, but my clocks here don't say that yet. That's what I'm saying. Like, when it's time, I will start, and you will know we're starting because I'm gonna start. So once we got to that point, I just knew she has to go. I can do this by myself. I have been doing it by myself, so I'm just gonna keep doing that. The worst. So I'm literally glad that it's over because it was more draining than it was fun after a while. So I'm glad that it's over for the sake of not having to deal with her, but I can't wait to get back to podcasting.
And but first thing first, I'm sorry that happened to you. And I completely understand. I completely understand because I would enjoy the Wet Lounge show. So
I had big plans, and I just what it is. You're a good friend, but you're not a good business partner. Yeah. You feel like you have to compete with other women. That's why you don't like to meet women, or you feel like you have to be the spotlight in everything that you do. And it's like, for me, I'm very relaxed and I'm very myself. I don't try hard to be like and things like that, because it's like, if you like me, then that's great because you like me, because I was being myself. Now there's no persona for me to keep up with later in order to keep people, liking me and everything. She wanted to spend money we didn't even have. She's like, we should do a live show. I'm like, a live show? We don't even. Are you hearing yourself? Yeah. Like, these things don't make sense. And it's like, if you get out and network with other podcasters who have been where we are and where we're trying to go, you will understand that some of your ideas sound crazy, and I'm not funding these ideas. So you just have to deal with that. Like, no, babe, we're not doing it.
Yeah. But, so my next question now is, what next for you? Like, do you have a new podcast coming out? If you do, is it a solo podcast or is it another team podcast show? This is your chance to clear the air on that right now.
Yes. So I will be back. I'm hoping before spring, but if not, definitely during the springtime of 2023 with Pinky Swears podcast. That's your girl, me. And it's going to be a solo show. This time, I'm a little turned off from groups, but I do feel like somewhere down the line, a few seasons later, then maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll have a male co-host or something, or maybe two people, like this sounds so. I do like working with other people, but I'm just gonna fly solo on this one. So you guys can definitely be on the lookout for that. Just keep following the Wet Lounge page, because I'm just gonna convert that into my new page. So yeah, like, just keep up with me. I got a lot in store, and every day I'm working on it, making sure that it's like one of my best efforts yet. So can't wait. Just can't wait.
And I'm gonna support you. So I'm looking forward to your new podcast show.
Appreciate it.
And when it do drop, most likely we're going to talk about it again, bring it back, talk about it, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to it.
So, right.
So far as a podcaster, what have you What have you been your biggest achievement so far as a podcaster?
As a podcaster,
Yeah.
it would probably be the opportunity that we had to have another podcaster who we actually were watching on our own free time before we started. She is the founder and the host for Sex and the Gritty, New York City. Her name is Kay. And we had her on the show. I actually followed her on Twitter. And, I just decided, who says we have to have over 1,000 something followers before we start to work with certain tiers of podcasters. Like, I'm just gonna shoot my shot from half court, and it worked. It worked. I shot from half court, and it worked. She was actually thrilled to work with us, and I thought that was great. Actually, we did get some good followers that actually listen to the show, promote us, interact, and it was just really nice feeling like we have what it takes to run with the big podcasting dogs. You get what I mean? So it was just very nice, because you never know when you're going to get to work with somebody that you look up to in the game until you're there. So the fact that we were able to do that in season 1, it was just like, oh, this is nice. This is nice. So that would definitely have to be that moment for me. So shout out to Kay and Sex and the City, New York Gritty.
Now, I think it's funny, 'cause I actually didn't remember that episode. I think I've actually seen that episode. That was a good episode.
Yes. She had blonde hair and everything, and we were talking about a lot. It was right before we took our Christmas break last year. That episode. Actually, I think it was this time last year, like this day last year, if I'm not really mistaken. Wow. So that's about a year in, and like that has been the best part, so it's just like, okay, like that's cool, we're getting out there, people are willing to work with us, so that means something we're doing is working, something I'm doing is working. So it that would definitely be my shining moment. That's it.
Dope. And you killing it. That's dope. Keep going, keep doing your thing,
Thank you.
So what's the goal for your podcast show, and what's the message that you want your audience to listen to, get from your podcast show?
Well, one of my, I guess, long-term goals, I would love to try and get on a radio show, actually. Whether it be in New York or maybe somewhere else, like I would just love a chance to do that, because I just feel like in 10 years, I know I'm going to be telling my own 10 years ago story. And that's my goal. So I just want to start with the radio thing. So I'm trying to pace myself at least by 2 to 3 years in with this new podcast to be on somebody's radio station, coming through everybody's cars and living rooms, at least across the East Coast. So that's what I'm trying for. That's the goal. When you hear Pinky Swears podcast, or you go back and you listen to old episodes of the Wet Lounge, I guess the message that I want to give across to people is, it might not seem cool and it might seem taboo to talk about it, but be yourself, be who you are. And if you don't know who you are, be who you currently are until you get to where you're going. Because at the end of the day, nobody got it right. Nobody has it right. And you only get one. You don't want to live by certain standards that tells you this is how it works. Humans are not monolithic. We are all different, and we owe it to ourselves to live our best lives, to have fun, to fall down graciously in certain areas, get back up stronger and move forward, to extend grace to others, to have grace extended onto ourselves. I also wanted to send a message of sexual positivity. Being a young girl in New York City, growing up in the age of social media, fake this, that, and the third. I personally am glad that I never went through I wish I had someone else's body or life type of moment, but I know that that's something people tend to struggle with, and it's like, none of that is real. So I share my experiences on how I gained my confidence everywhere, through dating, through sex, through arguments, through adventures, through exploration, through travel. And just being myself. And you will realize over time, it might seem funny, it might seem outrageous, it might seem like, oh, I can't do this. Yes, you can. And 9 out of 10, you're going to. So just be safe. You have your fun. Learn something from this, because you can't take none of it with you. Just learn and go. Just go and learn.
That's a fact. That was good. That was good. Also, we got the same goals. I don't want to do a radio show in the future as well. So
yeah, see.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel you. Now you put in a lot of work. So I feel like it's just a matter of time for you, for real, because you do put in a lot of work. You drop gems constantly, and you're very consistent with your content. So I just feel like, just gotta put your name and your physical being in the right rooms, and it's like magic. It's like magic.
I appreciate that, and and definitely gonna happen for you too. Anything possible, just gotta work hard and just keep going.
Of course,
anything is definitely possible.
Of course.
So we're gonna switch gears a little bit, and as you know, we are in a pandemic. I guess we're doing a pandemic. Seems like
right, I guess.
Then everybody gets sick again. So I don't know. So my question is, how did the pandemic affect you, and what did it taught you?
Well, the pandemic taught me that none of this is real. Okay, none of this is real. That's what the pandemic taught me, because this country is crazy. I'm not even going to get into all of that, but this country and its mishandled ways we're being mishandled as a society, and it's a joke. It's a joke. Like, yes, it's all fake. This is all fake. This is all fake. I can't believe they treat us like guinea pigs. But I did learn that. But I guess what came out of the pandemic, I moved out of home literally about 2 weeks after the pandemic hit. Like, I was there, and I just knew I can't be trapped here with y'all people and not go outside. I'm leaving. So I left. And I relocated to DC, which is where I am now. So I learned that, because during that point I had never lived, on my own, except for college. But even the off-campus apartments, you still don't really feel like you're on your own when it comes down to it. But this was my first time with this move here. So I learned that, I can manage. I can handle myself. I can handle adversity. Okay, my parents raised a warrior. This is great. I moved out, actually, before I came to DC. I was in Harlem. I found a sublet in Harlem, on the west side, near about 145th. While I was there, and I had just started getting used to it, but I guess that was God's way of saying, you comfortable, you gotta go. So it's time to go. So I'm gonna shake you up a little bit. Wouldn't you know it, 2 unsightly men broke into my apartment while I was home.
Oh, wow.
While I was home. And I cannot believe it, because it literally was one of those moments where, like a Lifetime movie, I just got off the phone with my friend. I'm relaxed in my relaxed attire at home. It's summertime, lights, fan, action. I got the stove cooking on the stove, and do you hear that? No, I'm bugging out. No, it can't be. But after a few, no, I heard that one guy was coming in through the window of the second bedroom, and I knew somebody was in there. I'm gonna give y'all the story time. I knew somebody was in there because I was on the first floor, first door of the building, and the mailboxes are like right outside the wall, adjacent from my door. So a lot of times it sounds like somebody is like getting pushed into the wall, but that's UPS or whatever, whoever. So I had just got to a point where it's like, girl, ain't nobody coming to get you. Go to bed. Like, I had just got to that point. So I'm thinking, oh, just the mail or somebody's children playing in the hallway. Moving forward, I'm walking back and forth, and I noticed, like, when I move, they move. So I'm like, that's off. So, I'm moving around, testing it out, and then I sit still, and I don't hear nothing. I'm like, okay. So I start moving around quietly. I'm hearing footsteps again. I'm like, no way. So I go into my room. There's a hallway. So I go down the hallway into my room, which is the second bedroom. And I heard something fall in the first bedroom, which has been locked since I got there. I don't have a key for it. it unlocks from the inside. Do you get what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I'm like, well, there's no way somebody would take the window. Mind you, it's like 3 PM in the summertime. So I'm like, who would break into somebody's house on the first floor in the middle of Harlem on 145th? It's too many people. But I was wrong. God showed me I was wrong. So something drops and I turn around and wouldn't you know it, the bedroom where all the lights were off, there's suddenly a bunch of sunlight pouring into the bedroom. Why? Because somebody climbed in through the window and lifted the shade. And that's how I know somebody's in the house. So now I'm like, oh, nah. So immediately I grabbed my phone. I slide it in my back pocket. I'm like, okay, I need this. I grabbed the key, put it in my back pocket. I need this. Okay, grabbed it. I'm like, wow. Because I had just got dressed. Something said, get dressed. You might have to get dressed. So I got dressed. So I'm like, okay, my shoes are at the door. I'm like, I'm going to go out through the front door. But then I start hearing somebody messing with the lock. I'm like, oh, nah. So I'm like, okay. So I ran to the back and I'm looking out the window. But it's too far of a drop, even though there's just trash back there. It's just too far of a, I don't know how, but for the first floor, it was too far of a drop. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. So, because nobody's going to find me back here if I fall. So I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I tried to go through the living room window, but there was like a window fan in there that I couldn't get out in time without making noise that they would know that I'm in there. So I'm like, oh, damn it. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what's the statute of limitation for killing somebody in self-defense in New York City? I'm like, not that long. I'm like, I think 3 years. I was like, I can do 3 years. So immediately I grab a knife and I'm like, okay, you're short, 9 out of 10, they're taller than you, everyone's taller than you got to make this count because they might get you, they're probably gonna take you, but you gotta kill somebody or at least get some DNA. Here's me being a law and order person, at least get some DNA. So I take the coffee table and I lift it up and I carefully move it by this bookshelf, which is stationed right outside of the bedroom that the guy is in. So he does that. I put on my shoes. I make sure they're tied. I don't want to trip or nothing. And I stand up on that coffee table. And I get the knife and I'm looking like, where's a good projection swing? Like what? I'm like, does it matter? You just want to stab them. It doesn't really matter where you stab them. So I'm like, okay. So I'm getting ready. And then as soon as I go to swing the knife, he opens the door. And it's the man I've been buying weed from since I moved over here. And then I turn around and it's like this huge guy that I have never seen. And in my head, I'm like, he just got out of jail, didn't he? He just got out of jail. He had just got out of jail that morning. I said, ain't no way. But just off the fact that it was somebody that I had familiarity with, I started hitting him with things. Like anything that was heavy, anything that had weight. I was just throwing it, hit him in his head with stuff, just throwing things at him. And I'm like, bro, get out. Like, what are you doing? He's like, I was just trying to help him get his things. I'm like, get his things? Who is this man? It was so much going on, but I stared off the skinny guy that came in through the window. He like, I'ma just leave. I said, oh, you think you taking the door? Back out through the window. You have to go back out through the same way you saw yourself in, see yourself out the window. Yes, I made him take the window. Now the other guy, now I'm alone in the apartment with the stranger. I'm like, and you? I'm like, the hell you doing here? Because now I'm just mad. I'm not scared no more. I'm mad. So I'm like, you, what the hell are you doing here? So he's like, I just want my stuff. It's summertime. I only got on winter clothes. I got arrested in January. I'm like, and you ready to go back? Because you just broke in to where I'm staying. Why shouldn't I call the cops? He gonna say, well, we both black. That's not enough for me. That's not enough for me. I'm scared now, mister. That's not enough. I have to move now. Like, what are you saying? So he's like, I can give you all the money I got. I said, they only give you $20 when they release you back out into the wild. Why would I want $20? He like, I got at least 80. I'll take it. I didn't care that he had just came home from jail. I'll take whatever you got in your pockets because I need a comp check. Yes, because what is happening? I packed up and I was out of there within the next 3 weeks. I swear I lost hair over that one. I could not believe it. I said, I almost ended up on Lifetime. I said, that's crazy. I said, and I'm black. They was never going to find me. Like, they was never going to find me. That's all I was thinking about. Like, they're not going to find me. They're not going to find me. Nobody's going to know it's me. I'm like, I don't have any DNA in the system. They're not going to know it's me. Nobody's going to know it's me. Like, it was a lot. But Jesus Christ. That was a story. That was a story. But I'm alive thanks to my aggressive, resilient, independent behavior. I ain't even called the cops. I thought about it, but I said they not gonna come in time, so I ain't even bother. Just put it in my.
And I ain't gonna lie, that story that was crazy. That was crazy, but I'm glad that you good, you're alive, everything good, and everything worked out. I'm not
Me too. Okay, me too. Okay. All right. I didn't know how it was going to go, but I'm glad I'm here.
But let's get to my brighter notes. Let's get to my brighter notes. So what is your dream venture? Something that you always want to do.
Something that I always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So I actually would like to be a talk show host. That's actually something I would like to do. But currently, this is a venture that I would really like to do. I'm considering getting my esthetician license so that way I can become a waxer, because I want to open up a beauty spa in the city. I would like to do that. I was having a conversation with a guy one day, and he said, there's a lot of barbershops, there's a lot of hairdressers, but there's really not a lot of real hair salons for women to go through, like something you'd see in beauty shops. He was like, barbershop culture, it runs deep. It can shape a man. He was like, sometimes that's the only meal time a man got is when he go to the barbershop. He might be raised by women. He was like, you learn a lot. He was like, you pick up on some manly tips. He was like, things women might find unnecessary. He was like, but essential to a black man's growth. He was like, and women don't really have that. He was like, I noticed anytime I had to meet a girl at her hair appointment or whatever the case may be, everybody just doing their own thing. The only people talking is the ones that's doing the hair. And usually they talking in a different language or whatever the case may be. And that got me thinking, he's right. There's really no place for us to get cute and also just be unapologetic women, regardless of race, but also for Black women. So I said, I do have friends that are good in other things, hair, makeup, nails, lashes. So why don't we do a one-stop shop? Do it like a beauty spa, but do it right. Everybody get licensed. Everybody get certified. We do it right. Get our credit up. Really open up a store. And I'm seeing more young women do it every day. So it is, fueling my ambition to do that. So I am hoping that, I can do it. Waxing can be tasking. Let's say that it can. And I'm very colorful. I'm very colorful, and all of my reactions are authentic. So if I see something wild, I'm not sure if I'll be able to maintain my professionalism. So, I'm still debating on that, but I would really like to do it because I love hair extractions and removals. The whole thing is very calming. So, I'm just sticking my foot in everything, actually. Things I always wanted to try, things I had to be old enough to do, just everything. I'm just here to try everything.
I feel you in that, and anything possible. Just go out there and do it. Anything is possible.
Anything. Yeah. I love it.
Yes. So, other than the new podcast show, what other project that you got going on?
Right now, no other projects, though I am currently looking into, I'll be moving back to the Bronx next month. So with that, I'm actually looking to find I want to say I guess, I'm not sure the right word for it, but I'm going to go ahead and say an urban type modeling group. I did modeling in college, I guess you can't really consider Delaware down south. It's slap in the middle of nowhere. But, Black schools, especially, the more you go down from up north, they give it up differently. Even down to cheerleading and the marching bands and the majorettes, the dancing is different. They have real model teams that travel across the DMV, other places, Florida, Louisiana, everywhere, and they battle it out runway, what you might see on Instagram, the runway, and it's a lot of hip action, a lot of spinning, and it's giving, so but with that I danced. It kept me in shape, it made me feel good, it boosted my confidence. So what I'm trying to do is get back into that, rebuild my body strength, my core strength. It could use it. And I would like to start a hill dancing class for women in the Bronx or wherever in the city, as long as they can get to the Bronx. And I would like to do that. Do some choreo, show women how to walk in heels, because I hate the way the average woman cannot walk in heels. And it shows by the way that they walk in heels. You're walking in them like you're wearing sneakers. And I hate that for y'all. I hate that for y'all. So I just feel like if I can help some people walk in these shoes, then I just did something great. And hill dancing, it does a lot. It can change up your core, tone your legs, rebuild your hips. It can do a lot, and it boosts your confidence. It makes you feel sexy, makes you feel good about yourself. It gives you something to do, and embrace your femininity, all that good stuff. So that's what I'm looking to do. I just got to get back into doing it myself before I recruit other people for this.
You're doing a lot already, so I'm looking forward to everything you have to do. I'm looking forward to it. So what do you have to do? What do you have to say for anybody going the same route you? Say something inspirational, like the podcast and everything.
Okay. If you want to start a podcast, you do not need $1 million to do so. You don't even need $1 to do so. You can do this all for free, and you can start right now, like right now. You just have to, 1, be consistent. 2, trust your process, because the process and your process are 2 different things. Trust your process. Be able to take criticism, seek out criticism. If you always wait for criticism to find you, you won't find it.
Yeah.
So seek out criticism sometimes. Be strong enough in yourself. Be dead ass enough to say, that was kind of, let me see if somebody else agrees, so I can see what I need to work on. Always be coachable. Always be willing to say, this person does what I do, and currently at this moment they do it better than me. Let me go see if I can build a rapport with them, and if we can help each other. Maybe there's something I can offer them and they can offer me, and we can build a networking relationship. So just never be afraid. Like, honestly, like, just try stuff. Don't be afraid to say, wow, that sucked. Laugh, and then go back and do it again. It's all about how you recover. Recovery is everything, especially in podcasting. You cannot plan for the unexpected. Sometimes the unexpected is as simple as a rebrand that came out of nowhere, but you will see so many rebrands. You will rebrand so many times. Don't be afraid to say this doesn't work anymore, or I don't live there anymore, or something else. Have fun, we all want to eat off of this, and we all can eat off of this thing, but don't kill yourself with the ideology of monetizing for what you're doing, that you forget why you started it, which is because you like to do this, or because you have a thing for this, or because hell, you just might like to run your mouth. But don't forget why you started, and just have fun. Like, just have fun. Be yourself. Like I said, be yourself. There's so many different types of podcasts these days. People think I'm crazy for having a sex positive platform. They're like, why you just talk about I'm like, yeah, I do, because what's it gonna change? What is it gonna change? Like, it happened, like, these are my stories, this is it, and here I am. And sometimes that resilience, that confidence in yourself, it'll take you far. So just be yourself, be confident, be consistent, and be creative.
Yeah, that's really good advice. So before you go, we're gonna play a segment game called Five Random Topics. I ask you 5 random topics, and you're just gonna answer it. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. So first is your favorite type of music.
Pop.
Oh wow! Really? Wow. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. Oh
man. Name a movie that made you cry.
The Fault in Our Stars.
Okay, good choice. Okay. What is a good first date?
It depends on what I'm trying to do, but usually I want to do small things. Like, I like to have a casual first dates, I call them happy hour dates.
Mm.
So, you know, something like go to the bar, wings. Let's get wings, because if we can sit and eat wings together and have fun, then we just did something. You know what I mean? Like, then we just did something, because some dates set the tone, in my opinion. So it's like, if we can do something low key and I still had fun, like we played it up grandiose, then I would like to see you again. And there's nothing, you know, too elaborate about wings, some tequila shots, some fries, you feel me? So it's like, let's go to a happy hour date. Let's go to a nice lounge, hear the good music, some hookah, let's talk. And yeah, like, you know, next date, we could do something a little bit more on the upscale side. We can get a little cute, etc. But for a first date, hookah, some drinks, some wings fried hard, extra flat, you feel me? So we could do that.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good choice. All right, next we got Love Jones or Love It Basketball.
Which one?
Love Jones or Love It Basketball.
Love and Basketball.
Of course. And last one, Jodeci or Drew Hill.
Jodeci.
Okay, good. You know what? I'm gonna give you a bonus one, because this kind of, I'm gonna give you a bonus one. Beyonce or Rihanna?
Beyonce.
Okay. So Miss Ciara Coco, thank you for coming on the show. Now, this was a really good conversation, and I I'm definitely gonna bring you back. And this was really fun.
Definitely. It was. I'm glad that we got this done. It was great. I can write that off my podcasting book. We got that done. We made some magic happen. And naturally, when I do start back up, especially because I'll be in New York, I will extend to you either a virtual or in-person show invitation, and we could do it again.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it again. Also, I might invite you to the Premier Web Podcast, me and my team show, when we back up and running. So
listen, let me know.
You know, got you. So, you know, before you go, drop your social media where everybody can reach you, and let them know more information about your podcast show, your new podcast show.
Okay, so you guys can follow me on my page. That's at Ciara Coco. That's Coco, Cocoa. But that's gonna be linked for the spelling. So stay tuned for that. You can also like me on Facebook at The Wet Lounge. You can follow The Wet Lounge page. That's at _The Wet Lounge _. And you can follow the Twitter, please, at The Wet Lounge _. Keep in mind, guys, that these social media pages are pages that I was using for the Wet Lounge. And so currently they're under rebranding. And, you know, they're a little inactive right now, but I am still checking for messages, for follows and things of that nature. So just, you know, follow me like Google, and let's just see what happens. Because I will be converting those pages to get ready for Pinky Swears podcast. With this new podcast, it's going to be, all my shows are very laid back. So it's going to be a place where you could come, chill for the hour, and we're going to talk. And I'm going to bring in new topics every episode and talk about secrets behind those topics, to really see what my guests do on their free time, see what they get into, what skeletons they're hiding. And we're just going to talk about how that shapes people in their secrecies. And it's just a fun vibe. And I just hope that y'all enjoy it. I do drop gems. My advice is not one size fits all, you guys. So, you know, just keep that in mind. But I do drop gems, and I'm hoping that y'all can enjoy it. But also with that, you can also find me on Anchor. Look for The Wet Lounge. Gosh, it's literally so much because I don't necessarily want to blur the shows, but you guys will notice the difference. The Wet Lounge episodes consist of me and my co-host, and that was a sex positive platform where we spoke about, well, everything. This podcast is just going to be me. So yeah, if you do follow my main page, you will definitely get all of the latest content, looks at the new episodes, and just, you know, more about me. I'm very relaxed. I'm very cool, calm, casual. So y'all can hit me up whenever. You feel me?
Yeah, thank you, Miss Ciara, once again, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman. Now, I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, and this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spinoff Series Thursdays. And Spinoff Series Thursday is the new home for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Spinoff Series that brought to you shows like A Conversation About Music Podcast, The Old School Show, and Date Night Talk Podcast. And A Conversation About Music Podcast is a music spin-off series where we talk about anything music, from the current music scene and the old school music scene, where we interview many guests that's in the music industry and artists about their music journey. We have a segment game called The Face Off, which is a versus inspired game. And we have roundtable discussion about variety of music topics. And y'all can check out A Conversation About Music Podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Now, the Old School Show that featured myself and the star Roddy Rod is a show where we discuss anything old school, from music, TV shows, movies, and many more. We also bring in guests to join in on the old school conversation. Y'all can check out the Old School Show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. Every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And last but not least, we have Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B, where we talk about anything relationship related topics like love, dating, relationships, cheating, the good and the bad, and many more. And y'all can check out this spin-off series, Date Night Talk Podcast, every second and third Thursday at 12 p.m. So look out for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spin-off Series Thursday, A Conversation About Music Podcast every first Thursdays. The Old School Show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursdays, and Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursdays. And y'all can check out Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays for the main series and every Thursday for spin-off series Thursdays. And thank y'all for checking out this commercial break. And now back to your regularly scheduled program. True! I just want to take the time to thank everybody for tuning in to this latest episode of the Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Thank you to my special guest, Miss Ciara Coco from the Wet Lounge Podcast, for coming on the show. It was definitely a dope conversation, and thank you for finally coming on. I am looking forward to your new project that you about to drop in 2023, and I'm looking forward to it. And check out the Wet Lounge right now on Anchor. And y'all already know where I'm at every Sunday with the Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, Easter Sundays at 12 p.m. We are Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Pods, and many more. You can rate the show 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, and Podchasers. The more you rate the show, the more people know about Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Check out the spin-off series from Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents The Old School Show with myself and the star writing Ron. Every 4th or 5th Sundays at 12 a.m. New episode coming real soon. We will make that announcement next week. Also, Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents a conversation about music podcast. Season 2. First Sundays in February, every first Sunday at 12 a.m. And Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Bonna B. Every first and 4th Thursday at 12 a.m. Every first and 4th Thursday at 12 a.m. We also will make an announcement about Date Night Talk next week as well. So look out for the announcement for Date Night Talk and the Old School Show next week on the mid-season finale of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Also, check me out on the Premier by Podcast with myself, Aaron Kitoxan, the star writer Rod, and Long Live the Chief Molly Mao. Season 1 and Season 2 is available now. Season 3 coming January 4th at 12 a.m. January 4th at 12 a.m. and every Wednesdays at 12 a.m. Check out the Premier Boy Podcast. And if y'all want to be a guest on my show, whether the main series or the spin-off series, y'all can email me about yourself and everything that you do to my email, Ken, YPGENT@gmail.com, Ken, YPGENT@gmail.com, or hit me up on social media, Ken_Mr. Gentleman. I repeat, Ken, KEN_Mr. MR Gentleman, GENTLEMAN. And y'all can hit me up, and so if you can set something up. Add me on Good Pods, Ken, Mr. Gentleman. Y'all already know Good Pod caters to many independent podcasters. You can see what everybody listening to. You can rate each other's show. And we have the charts. So at this time, I will be doing the chart review from every chart that Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast is a part of. And right now, we are doing the Good Pod charts. And at this very moment, Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast is number 3 for top 100 shows. We are number 3 for top 100 shows. We are number 1 for 3 days for society and culture. We are number 1 for 3 days for society and culture. And thank y'all for continuing to check out Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast or Good Pods. Also, we are number 3 for the Thriller 40 episode with Long Live the Chief Molly Mao for top 100 episodes. So once again, thank y'all for supporting Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast and continue to show love of Good Pods. Really means a lot. And shout out to all the amazing indie podcasters that are doing their things right now. Y'all all doing amazing things and keep doing your thing. I'm going to give a shout out to 5 podcasters at this moment. Every episode at the end segment, I want to shout out 5 podcasters, 5 different podcasters every episode. And this episode, I'm going to shout out to the Red Dub Podcast. Amazing woman that's doing big things right now. Shout out to the Red Dub Podcast. Shout out to Kathy Vaz Podcast. She is doing amazing things. Check her out. Shout out to Lavender Listen. She is doing amazing things. Check her out. Shout out to the Geeky Dad Podcast. You know, he killing it. All his Geeky Dad content is killing it right now. From the Geeky Dad After Ball Dark, and the Multiverse Kid. Shout out to them. And last but not least, shout out to Wild Night with Rocky. Shout out to her doing amazing things. And check out all those 5 podcast shows that I just mentioned. We'll call this the Mr. Gentleman Spotlight. So I'm going to spotlight 5 podcasts at every episode at the end of the segment. So check out the Red Dub Podcast. Check out Lavender Listen. Check out Catchy Vibe. Check out the Geeky Dad and the Multiverse Kids. And check out Wild Night with Rocky. You know, right now. Also, check out the website, the official Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast website, www.realmrgentlemanlikethatpodcast.com, www.realmrgentlemanlikethatpodcast.com. Y'all can check out every episode. Y'all can watch every video. You can check out every guest profile that come on my show. Just like we got as of today, Sierra Coco profile will be added to the show. So check out the website for that. Check out every interview that I was a part of, every podcast appearance that I was a part of. Y'all can buy merch through TeePublic on the website. Y'all can buy me coffee and many more. Y'all check out the website and support the gentleman. Like that podcast, it really means a lot. And thank y'all. It really means a lot, y'all, for real. And I thank y'all. And once again, thank y'all for tuning into this latest episode of the Gentleman Like That Podcast. Next week is the mid-season 6 finale of the Gentleman Like That Podcast. And we do have a special guest. I'm going to announce it here. She is a poet. She is a writer. She is an author. We got Miss J coming on the show. So check her out. You know, this is going to be a dope interview, so check it out. So thank y'all once again for checking out Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. Have a good day or night wherever you're listening to this episode.
Hi, Miracles. It's Mariah Dumas, and you are now tuned in to Mr. Gentleman's Lifestyle Podcast.